Hello everybody, I'm Tim Blair, and it's time for the Clay County Times-Democrat weekly web update for the week of November 6th, 2013. Our weekly web updates are brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com by the good folks at Piggott State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, and serving this region since back in 1930. Well, this week's webcast coming to you actually on Thursday evening, and we're here on the grounds of the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum and Educational Center here in Piggott, where earlier this week a big announcement was made and a ceremony was held to honor State Senator Robert Thompson of Paragould as he brought news of a $100,000 grant that's coming to the museum. He's also been a very staunch proponent of the museum throughout its history and his time in the legislature, and he was honored for that for officials from the Arkansas State University and the Heritage Sites system. And we were here. We've got the complete story. You can find that all in this week's edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat. We encourage you to pick up a copy of it. Well, let's take a quick look around the grounds here of the museum as we talk a little bit about what's coming up. The museum was opened in 1999. A lot of folks around here supported the effort. A lot of those folks were on hand for the ceremony on Monday. And again, all the information is available and a lot of great photographs in the this week's print edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat. We encourage you to pick up a copy of that. But basically, the $100,000 one-time grant will be used to enclose an area in the educational center. That's the former house that sits over here. If you can see kind of back there toward the back, there's a carport area and a patio. That's going to be enclosed and make a nice meeting room. They've really outgrown the educational center. It's used for seminars, after-school activities, and writers' retreats. As a matter of fact, the fall writers' retreat is wrapping up today here at the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum and Educational Center, and we'll have details on that coming up in a future edition. We'll talk a little bit more about what's been going on around the region this week. Of course, we were on hand with our camera whenever the ceremony was held back on Monday, honoring State Senator Robert Thompson, and a lot of good folks from ASU were here. And let's take a couple of look at the highlights right now.
We have at least two of our trustees with us today. Charles Luter, in a place like the Hemingway Pfeiffer Education Center Museum, and we really appreciate that. This would never happen without up there.
I think I've known Tori longer than he has, so I better make sure that I get her introduced. I'm not going to add a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Welch. You know, every program and every opportunity, every idea needs a champion. We have a great one for our Heritage Studies program.
I also want to recognize Arkansas State University. I will tell you, over the past few in decided to invest in history, invest in Arkansas heritage, and invest in its heritage sites. The flagship site, of course, is this one, the Hemingway Pfeiffer House. I think it's the flagship site.
And again, congratulations to Robert Thompson for all of his support. And if you haven't had an opportunity to visit either the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum or the Matilda and Carl Pfeiffer Museum, which is adjacent to it just north here up on what I call Schoolhouse Hill here in Piggott, we encourage you to come by. A lot of great stuff to see. It's a great asset to the community. Both the museums are, and we encourage everybody to check them out when they get the opportunity. Now, of course, other activities have been going on this week. In fact, last Friday night, the Mohawks were at home. We were there for the ball game and bring you all the details as they took on the highly ranked Hoxie Mustangs at Parker Field. Halftime, the Mohawk marching band put on a good portion of their halftime show in Halloween costume, and we had an opportunity to catch part of that, and let's enjoy that now. Great job of Jeremy Wortham. He's the new band director at Piggott High School. He's done a great job with the band, and they put on some great shows this year. And if you haven't had a chance to see them, we hope that you will have the chance. Now, this being Thursday, it is actually game day for the Piggott Mohawks. They'll be closing out the regular season this evening, a rather cool, brisk fall evening as they play host to the Corning Bobcats at Parker Field. The annual finale for both teams. The Mohawks and the Bobcats will be vying for the Rice Bowl, Relay for Life fundraiser that's held each year the last couple of years. The winner of the team gets the traveling trophy. It's been spent the last year at Piggott, and it'll be making an appearance at the conclusion of tonight's game. It'll be going to one of the two schools for the next year, and at least bragging rights for the coming year as the proverbial county championship is played. A lot of other things coming up around the region. Saturday night, the Road Show will be performing down at Rector. They've still got tickets available for that. Tickets will be available at the door. You can check that out. And as we told you about last week, coming up on Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd of November, the Ultimate Oldies and the Road Show will both be performing at the Piggott High School Middle Gym. If you would like ticket information, you can contact the Piggott Area Chamber of Commerce at 870-598-3167. Also coming up in the next edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, of course, we'll wrap up the Piggott Corning football game and all the other activities that have been going on around the region. But we encourage you to pick up a print edition because there are a lot of things that can be found in the print edition of the paper that can't be found in the online edition here. So we encourage you to pick up a copy of that. Also, pick up a copy of the Delta Voice. They're available all up and around the region, from way up around Chaffee, Missouri, way down to Truman, Arkansas, and all points in between. They're absolutely free. They've got a lot of great information and ads and so forth in there, and you can pick up a copy of that at several locations. Also, you can sign up to win. We give away $300 per month, and the most recent winner came out of Malden. A month before that, the winner was right from here at the store in Piggott. That's the local sign-up location. And again, coming up in the next edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, we'll be wrapping up all the stuff that's going on around the region. Ryan Rogers will have a complete report on the Road Show down at Rector coming up this weekend and more, and it's all available for a very fair price. We encourage you to pick it up. Well, with that, we wrap up another edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update. We're brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com by the good folks of Piggott State Bank. And until next time, I'm Tim Blair reporting.